How's it going, dudes? Have you seen Boys Beware? It's this 60s short about the risks and dangers of predatory homosexuals. It's pretty fucked up, man. Pretty fucked up, like, say, some of the stereotypes and just misinformation and just really unfair characterization of homosexuals. Different fucking era, man, but still, even by that standard, ridiculous. Really, really fucked up.
Williams, a police officer attached to the juvenile division. I'm on my way to Monroe Junior High School to talk to a group of young people.
So this is the policeman guy that's narrating it. I don't think he actually is a policeman. I think it's probably the filmmaker.
Hitchhike seems like a good way to get from one place to another.
Hitchhiking does not seem like a good place, a good way to get from one place to the other. It's actually a shit way of doing it, but whatever.
Let's take the case of Jimmy Barnes.
I knew it was going to be called Jimmy. I fucking knew it. About to say, I can't remember what his name is, but I knew it was going to be Jimmy. Of course it's Jimmy. Next thing I'd be called fucking Billy or something like that. Could you think of a more generic name? Shouldn't have got in that car, Jimmy.
He'd done it 100 times before.
No, he's done it 100 times before, but he's made a mistake this time.
The driver struck up a friendly conversation. In fact, he seemed like a real nice guy. He asked Jimmy if he played baseball in the park often. Jimmy told him they practiced 3 times a week and played a rival group.
Look how Jimmy is so into this conversation. He's turned 90 degrees in the seat for this conversation.
In front of Jimmy's house.
Check this shit in a minute, man.
When Jimmy got out, the stranger gave him a friendly pat.
Check this out. It's Jack Nicholson!
He told him to see him again, as he always drove by
It's
the park on his
fucking
way.
Jack Nicholson. In his starring role, his first break in Boys Beware. But you see what I mean though, with glasses and fucking tash going off. Same here in a sec with the,
Sure enough.
Oh no, it's a bit later on, there's a dude in a fucking suit and bow tie and shit like that as well. Classic. This is about as harmless as it gets as well. It gets pretty fucked up as it goes on. Pretty fucked. Like, it ain't fucked up already, it gets worse.
Drive-in, and the stranger treated him to a Coke. During their conversation, he told several off-color jokes. But Jimmy had heard others before, and, well, it made him feel big to so easily win the confidence.
Oh, he's telling real jokes and shit. That's how you know he's working his way in there. Getting his confidence. Tell him some fucking dick jokes and shit. But going fishing, that can't be anything bad, surely. That must be pretty harmless.
The following Saturday, they went fishing together. By now, they were using first names.
Oh,
Ralph
first
said it was
names.
more
Jimmy should have
friendly.
seen the signs. And a sandwich. That sandwich is not free.
Jimmy hadn't
Enjoy that
enjoyed
bite.
himself so much in a long
Oh, he did.
time. Then during lunch, Ralph showed him some pornographic. Jimmy knew he shouldn't be interested.
As you do. You know, you go fishing, here's a fucking sardine and tomato paste sandwich, and by the way, have you seen these fucking pictures of my dick?
No less dangerous and contagious. A sickness of the mind.
A sickness of the mind.
Ralph was a homosexual.
That is fucking rough shit. You would not get away with saying that nowadays. Not only is it obviously fucking bollocks, but holy shit.
To go places together.
A sickness
Generous and
of
took
the
Jimmy Many
mind.
interesting places and did many nice things for him.
Yeah, lots of nice things. Like I say, selling tomato sandwiches, fishing, and
Presents and even
pornographic postcards.
But payments were expected in return.
I told him to enjoy that
See,
sandwich.
Jimmy
Payments
didn't
are
recognize
expected.
Ralph's approach soon enough. When Ralph first asked Jimmy to go fishing alone, he should have discussed it with his parents or teacher.
We should have discussed it. Especially after that sauna.
Finally, Jimmy told his parents, and they reported it to the juvenile authorities. Ralph was arrested, and Jimmy was released on probation in the custody of his parents. But all
What?
homosexuals are not.
Well, the kid got probation.
Some
What the
resort
fuck?
to
What's that
violence
about?
In the case of Mike Merrick.
What? Showing some hope. How can that be bad?
In the heat of competition,
What could possibly go wrong?
no one noticed the man who sat and watched. And when the game broke up,
Really?
and the others left, Mike decided
Like,
to stay and practice.
Everyone's just playing a bit of basketball over here, and nobody notices the guy in the suit on the bench just sat there watching. because that's not inconspicuous, alright. He's in a full fucking suit on a basketball court!
Well, it was better than playing alone.
All you need is a fucking big band over here, and oh well, nobody noticed the guy in the suit and the big fucking brass band over there or like that. What the fuck?
This time, and suggested he better leave. The stranger told him if he'd like to stay longer, he'd be glad to drive him home when they finished. Sounded great to me.
Yeah, I'm just trying to break him a new pair of shoes. You know, you want to shoot fucking some ball for a bit longer. You know, like I say, I'm trying to break him a new fucking shoes, man. What the fuck? I've never seen anything as strange as a guy in a full suit playing basketball. He's hogging the ball as well. Oh, bad say, come on, fucking pass the rock, man. Jeez.
When they finished, the stranger told him he'd make a fine player someday if he got lots of practice. The companionship, the praise, the friendly attitude dispelled any misgivings Mike might have had about going with a stranger. He probably never realized until too late that he was riding in the shadow of death. But sometime that evening, Mike Merritt traded his life for a newspaper headline.
The implication there is he got into that car in the shadow of death, and he was murdered. Assumably raped and then murdered. What? But that's more like generic sexual predator shit, is that? It's nothing specifically to do with homosexuality. That is a serious fucking blame game going off there.
The boys nodded they had. Could they recognize them if they saw them again? Well, then he guessed he could. Then Hop In, the man said, those are stolen bikes. Without giving it another thought,
get in there. We're not fucking... No stolen bikes on my watch. I won't allow it, not in my town.
Got in a car with a stranger to write down the license number. It didn't seem to apply, but, well, fortunately, he marked it down.
That is some serious presence of mind. Like, oh, my mate, to get into this car, this guy, I'm gonna write down the license plate number. Most kids won't even do that with a fucking phone nowadays. You just take a picture of a fucking license plate. You wouldn't even think to do that.
Boys that had stolen the bicycles. Denny hadn't returned, so he told her the story and gave her the paper with the license number.
Now, someone's not getting their paper today.
Being a careful parent, she decided to call the police.
That is a serious 60s dress that she was wearing. Oh my god, that was...
quickly spotted. Was a good example of
the stereotype.
To always get the license number and description.
Damn, they tracked him down fast for a time.
Young person off alone, no matter what they tell you.
Yeah, fuck now, mate. Kid, write down your license plate. You got what you deserved.
Bobby and his friends hadn't noticed.
What did that just say? Like, the beach is like the ideal hangout for the homosexual. The homosexual. Like a different species. You know, down at the beach, you know, you might see like, you know, the crab, the fish, and the homosexual. Don't take that shortcut, Billy.
The stranger is the man in the restroom. The shortcut under the pier
that shadowy figure, like the homosexual, the beach homosexual. He's out of luck. He's out of frustration in his step back there.
Bobby had made a wise decision. It may have saved his life.
Oh, back to the cop again, are we?
All was yours. And your whole future may depend on making the right one. So no matter where you meet a stranger, be careful if they are too friendly. If they try to
don't trust those friendly strangers, man. They're the worst.
And if they become overly personal. One never knows when the homosexual is about.
One never knows when the homosexual is about.
You discover he is mentally ill.
You might want to tattoo some eyes on the back of your head so that, like, get scared off or something.
Unless you have the permission of your parent or teacher.
Absolutely crazy, like just classifying homosexuality and sexual predators in the same group, just the derogatory way that he talks about them as well. Absolutely fucking crazy, and a different era, but even still, man, even still, what the fuck?